Again. I am once again on Master Duel, as you can see, and I wanted to show off some new cards I got from the Masochist run, and also some replays. I have one replay against another player, and then I have three that was me playing against myself on my PlayStation using my other Masochist account. That's really good. So before I got to those, I wanted to show what I pulled. Uh, I didn't really pull anything else that got put into the main deck, sadly. Uh, but I did learn that there's a card I desperately need, which is Pain Lanius, but you can only get it from Legacy packs, which is and it's so depressing because on my non-Masochist Master Duel account, where I'm playing a really crappy White Forest list, uh, I pulled it, and it's like, gosh dang it, because like I so badly need it because uh, Noir Lanius would then be able to target itself and then add Pain Lanius, which would make it an Xyz 4. But anyways, I actually pulled another Raid Raptor Xyz monster. If my mouse will work, jeez. I pulled Feed an Eagle, which on its own is complete and utter garbage. However, it is a burn option that can deal a lot of burn damage if I can get it to connect. So it doesn't help deal with boards, but if I just need to do damage, it works. If I look through some of the... Oh, board, that is far down. You'll notice all these branded cards. I don't have a single branded card except for I believe it's a single copy of, Brandon in Red. I did the friend account thing to give my other Master Duel account the structure just to get some of the free stuff here, and it came here too. But don't worry, I won't forget. I don't own any of these. Man, I hate how hard it is to do this when I am not allowed to scroll with the scroll wheel. In terms of cards I pulled recently, I don't really have any playable ones I've gotten, sadly. A lot of them have been very, very bad. I got a Mirror Force, but it's Radiant Mirror Force, which, very nichely useful. I did get, where is it? I have a copy of Brigand, but then I feel like I got something else. Oh, there it is. I got Chevalier de Fleur, which, funnily enough, it's pretty much just a Synchro Monster version of Flame High King Genghis, but I actually can make this because I don't own Fleur Synchron, but I own Necro Synchron, which is treated as Fleur. So, and his effect will let me increase something else by 2, so Necro Synchron plus a level 4 gets Chevalier de Fleur, which, I mean, she ain't good, but she's something. I also have my third copy of Crawler Spine. If this was my PlayStation Masochist account, has 2 Axon, 1 Glial, 1 Dendrite, and 1 Spine. If this account has Mind Meld, if that account had Mind Meld, I'd be so happy. Let's see. I pulled some more dragon stuff for the dragon list. I believe I also pulled... I hate my mouse so much, man. I also pulled some more zombie stuff for the zombie list. I got a copy of Nightmare Phoenix. Oh yeah, here's the vampire card. I got Domain, so I have a second card to search off of Retainer now. You might notice one of these cards is in my deck that isn't the Phoenix. That's 10. Sorry, I'm a little sick right now. So, that's 10. Most of you that know of this card would know it from Argo Stars. If you look at the card art, you might recognize the girl on it as the girl from You're Finished, which says that if 10 or more cards have been activated during that turn, then you can activate the card, and you summon it as a monster. And then if your opponent activates a card or effect, she can put herself back into the back row, face down, to destroy all cards they control. And that's 10 says each time a card or effect is activated, except itself, you put a counter on it with a maximum of 10, and then once the 10th one is placed on it, you can put it back to your hand to set any continuous trap that can summon itself, and it can be activated that turn. Now, it still has to have met its conditions for it to be summonable, so in the case of You're Finished, you would have to activate 10 effects in that turn. Well, because of how That's 10 works, as soon as 5 activations have been done, That's 10 it activates itself to get a counter, so that's 10 activations total. So if you went from 0 to 10 using That's 10, you could use Your Finish if you have it. But for anything else, it's just if you have a trap monster, you can search it and summon it. I do have a lot of trap monsters. In fact, I also have Statue of Anguish Pattern. I think I have Statue of Anguish Pattern and like 7 or 8 playable trap monsters. So I could look into doing that. But what I really wanted this in here for was because of 3 reasons. Number 1, it gives my monsters an attack buff. That doesn't sound like much, but hey, if I give everything 1,000 attack extra, that doesn't really hurt. 2, the effect to set a continuous trap, while normally it's only getting me Stronghold of Hidden Fortress, which sucks. If I didn't have access to it already, though, I can get Time Thief Power Reserve, which is really, really nice. And thirdly, it is a continuous spell, which means if I have Metaltron 12, I can make it immune to monster, spell, and trap, instead of just monster and trap, which is huge. And speaking of him, the card that I've been trying to go into from him, DDD Flame High King Genghis, I liked him because he's a negate on my turn. But instead, I thought, well, what if I put a card that's just a little harder to get rid of? So the biggest and most difficult to get rid of idiot I have in my deck is Gaia Drake the Universal Force, who cannot be targeted by or destroyed by the effects of effect monsters. So, can he be outed? Quite easily, just not by monsters, except for battle, which is, like, unfortunate. Trying to think, is there anything else that was really good that I got? Because I can't remember. So I feel like I got, like, a ton of repeats. Oh, yeah, I was looking at this card as, like, a possible 2 I could make in the White Forest deck, and I'm like, I wonder what would happen, like, if I could play that if I got it Masochist, and then, like, an hour later I pulled it, which I'm like, dang. I got another, I got Danger Bigfoot, that was another big one. So I just have this in here because, I mean, worst case he's a pop, best case he's a 3k beater that draws me something. I also pulled a Fire Fist, like, spell, which I'm slowly building up a Fire Fist package. I also got Crystal Shark, which is great for the water deck that I am slowly building. I have another target for Mass Change, but it's another water, and all it is that it can't be killed in card effects, which is awful. Oh yeah, here's another one of the monsters I can summon. It's the Ragnarok Wisteria of Woe. It does nothing except for be a trap monster. And that looks to be about it from the new stuff I got. I wanted to at least show off the Masochist zombie list, because there's a combo I've been wanting to do, but I haven't been able to do, but I recently was able to pull it off, and I'm so happy I was. Because if you have access to Scar, Scar gets triggered off tributing an opponent's monster for Reorigin. And what I mean is, Scar has a second effect that if a monster is tributed while he is in the graveyard, you banish a zombie from the graveyard to summon himself. But while he is on the field, in the monster zone, face up, you can only special summon Vendreads. You can still normal summon, but you can't special. But Vendread Reorigin says, while the summon token is on the field, you can't normal or special, except Vendreads. So I do have a Vendread I can summon, which is a Vendread Savior. So technically speaking, if I have a zombie engrave and Scar, and I tribute my opponent's monster, I can turn that into an Avenged Savior on my turn. And then, using the Avenged Savior, or by the way, using Scar the Vendred to make this will send him to the grave and will trigger him again to search another copy of Vendred Reorigin, which is not once per turn. And then, Avenged Savior can also target the used Reorigin and set up 2 Reorigins for the next turn, which is kind of nice. So, let's say I only have to use one of the Reorigins, well then on the next turn, I can add back Scar of the Vendred to tribute over my token to unlock me from special summons. Which is really, really nice. And I have 2 copies of Retainer, and I'm really glad that I have Elf, and I'm remembering it, because I can use Elf to trigger the Retainer. Which means I can kind of get access to vampire spell traps. And like, here's the vampire cards I have currently. I have Vamp, and I so badly want to use her, but like, I just don't have the tribute material stuff. Like, this lets me do it without summoning, but it's just not consistent enough. And then the only other spell trap I have is this one, which requires me to have Kingdom, which I don't have. Like, I wish I had Kingdom. So, anyways, in the games you'll be seeing today, it will be my main Masochist list, and then, against Ryziel, which I don't know how I won. And then it will be my matches against myself and my PlayStation. You might get some sneak peeks. My PlayStation account, it would have beaten me in, I think, 2 of these games had I not just opened Duster. And then I did play a fair amount of games against my PlayStation. These were like the only ones that I won. The rest of them smoked me because they created something I just couldn't out. I got super lucky. But anyways, let's get to that Ryziel game. This Ryziel player I don't think was very good. Like, they definitely could have done many better things to not lose, but that's just Yu-Gi-Oh! I guess they're learning. So I'm going first, and I got kind of a nice combo. I could have gone... I always forget that Time Thief Winder can summon himself. What I should have done is gone Time Thief Regulator to summon Chrono Quarter and the girl, and then made Rafflesia, and then detached like Chrono Quarter to summon Winder to search the trap. So then I have Rafflesia, I'd have Treacherous, and the trap. So I'm going against Ryziel, I'm like, okay, they're lights and fires, I'll just keep track of that. So they normal summon Ice, and they get Sword, I'm like, okay, they make the one dude here, and that kind of sucks for me. They don't have anything to attach, so I see them go for X'd first, and they just chain block to negate the Winder with the Aggregator, just so they don't get negated, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'm toggling on now. As soon as I see that Ryziel exceeds, I'm sending in Treacherous Trap Hole. And I feel so incredibly proud of myself for doing it, because... Oh, well, first I Bisteel the Aggregator so they can't attach that back. So now they triple tack. I'm like, oh, he's going to steal. Nope, he draws too. I'm like, that doesn't seem right, but okay. So then he exceeds, he makes Duo Drive, and I say, nope. Goodbye. No more Duo Drive. So he just passes. In end phase, I use Power Reserve, but it gets ashed. So now this Power Reserve is just sitting here uselessly. But I mean, I'm fine with that, because at least I have my Treacherous Trap Hole still on. So now we just got Bestial Ball Drake and a Dream. I draw a Raid Raptor I can't really use. I'm like, okay, let's just summon this Regulator, because I'm kind of fine with it dying, I'm going to be honest. And I also figured Ball Drake was probably dying anyways. So then they summon it out to the Node Ryziel, they send a Lancia they had to summon back the Sword, but Sword's negated. So I'm like, oh, okay. They make their Xyz, and they make Baguska. I'm like, oh, okay. It's like, well, that's fine. Draw into Fiendish Golem. I like using this card defensively, so I'm like, pretty nice. I'm like, okay, I'll link these two into Codebreaker Virus Swordsman because he's not going to get turned defense and I can out the Baguska. So they go Crossout Designator calling Ash. And I'm like, what are you doing this for? So I set and I change this to attack. Like, why the heck would you do that? They go normal Star Ryziel, set 1 pass. I'm like, oh, okay. So I decide I'll just summon this as a 1k attacker. Woo. Get in for battle, and I set the Hallucigenica first, but like I should have waited till main 2. So all I have right now is a extra deck Banish and Treacherous Trapple. Oh, and then I guess I have Fiendish Golem too. And I guess they just drew all non-engine for like going against an actually competitive list. And because of that, I was able to win. It's like, cool. First I beat a Malice player somehow, and then, like, back when that first came out, and then I beat a Ryziel player. I think I should still be able to see the deck. Yeah, like, I think he just had, like, talents that I never triggered, and then a red reboot that I never triggered because I didn't use any more trap cards. It's just a whole lot of nothing on his end, I guess. Now we're on to the first of the Mascus games. 14 turns. And again, these are against myself. This is the deck I have on my PlayStation. I have been able to pull a ludicrous amount of Tenyis. 1 Adhara, I've got 2 Mapura, I've got Nahata, I've got 2 Vashuda, I've got 2 Ashuna, I got 1 Shithana, and then I pulled 2 Vessel for the Dragon Cycle, I pulled the Field Spell, and 3 Monk of the Tenyi! Like, what? I also got my nice royal copy of Azalea here, I like that a lot. I've got Psychic End Punisher! Sorcerer of Sebek is like one of my best cards, because it finishes games. 2 copies of Clockwork Knight! I pulled Sword Soul Blackout! I was playing Tyrant's Tirade for the first games I did against myself, but I realized, like, this honestly hurts my own deck more than most other decks anyways. So I swapped this out for, like, some other generic trap, I think. I also have Gizmek Orochi, which is just like a, we just gotta go for it. I have Rika Petal in here, because it's a level 1 that if I have no monsters during the end phase, will come back, and I pulled Link Karibo. And then I have Diviner the Herald, and the only target for it is Ret-Time Reviver Emitter, which is a Book of Moon that summons itself. Which is, like, nichely useful, and it's a tuner, so I can make stuff. And then I have these normals in here for the Tenyi stuff, but if I have Ret-Time Reviver Emitter or Diviner the Herald at level 2, and either of these normals, then they give this guy unaffected stuff and negate, which is pretty nice. I have a nice package of the Metalmorph stuff. Got 1 copy of Zoa, 1 copy of Metal Flame Swordsman, and then I pulled a copy of Incoming Machine early on into the list, along with Zoa. I'm like, whoa, that's cool. Then I got a super again, like, halfway through the run. I'm like, whoa, I wonder what it is. It was another Incoming Machine. I'm like, are you kidding me, man? And then when I pulled the third one, I'm like, that's just God telling me to keep this stupid thing in the deck. So, I think this deck is crazy. Also, not to mention, Behemoth King of 100 Battles, you just 1 tribute. As long as you have a single monster on board, you get a 2700 body that during the end phase goes up to 34, and he's unaffected by special summoned monsters. So, there are some decks that just can't out this. Pretty much, like, he, Pepino, and Zoa were, like, the main reasons I was winning so many games on that account. But, on to the games! If it wants to load. Playing against myself was so annoying, because having to, like, say no so many times, I made sure to not, like, cheat by, like, knowing what cards I had, Because, like, I obviously knew when looking at both screens, like, okay, I got all these cards, what I have set. I'm like, I will play this like I am playing an opponent that I do not know. But I did treat it like a best of 3, kind of, where it's like, okay, I know somewhat, because I would do best of 3 against the decks I had. I believe it's having me spectate. Yeah, it's having me spectate myself. So for this opening hand, got a trap for Mellotron, which is pretty good. We got Baldric, which is nice. We got the Cobra and the Abyss Pike, which is what I would be using to get Cobra. So it's like, I'll just set Cobra, I'll set the trap, pass. Goodness, I'm so tired. Play. There we go. So I summoned Diviner to get the Ret Time Reviver set up. Set 3 and pass. I banished the Ret Time Reviver. I'm like, okay, I'll just summon Stronghold, so I have Monster Trap immunity, so I can just set that up for next turn. Pretty good. Just boom, Metaltron 12. And I'm like, okay, let's Bigfoot. Let's see if I get lucky. I got lucky. Go Bigfoot. And we draw, we get Time 3 Power Reserve. On attack deck, they flip Book of Moon because he is affected by spells, and then they Fiendish Chain the Danger Bigfoot. I'm saying they, it's literally myself. I set the Power Reserve, draw for turn, it's Adhara. I'm like, okay, I got a Tenyi name finally, pretty good. Normal the Adhara, make Monk. I got 3 of this thing. Go Vessel, send Ashina, search Shithana. Now I go summon the World Legacy monster and make Cerberus. Cerberus pitch the Shithana to pop the Bigfoot and draw a card. I drew into Ashuna. Then, because it's co-linked with Cerberus, Monk can't be destroyed by battle. Sorry, he can't be destroyed by card effects. So, Sword Soul Blackout will just pop 2 here. So I get the Chrono Quarter, then Metaltron triggers. Boom! Gaia Drake the Universal Force. Now, normally, like I said before, I would be making the negate guy that only negates during your turn. But I'm like, this guy might just be too hard to out. Because, like, can't be targeted or destroyed by effect monsters is pretty big. So they go, Ashina, summon out Hinahata. And then I did Adhara to get back Ashina, but I honestly should have just waited to get something else that was more useful back. Just kill the Chrono Quarter. I'm gonna skip now because the rest of this game was decided from this. Like, as soon as I got him, this deck has outs to it. It just never drew him. Shithana, I was like, maybe this will work because it's on board. Nope. And now that I have Fiendish Golem, if they ever get something that threatens this, and it's like a one-time threaten, I can just banish this, and it comes back. Because it doesn't summon it, it just returns it. Which is, like, really good. So, I drew Sinful Spoils of Slumber, which I learned a very cool thing I could do with this card, or Book of Moon style effects, and Power Reserve, but I'll save that for a future game. I got the Field Spell, and it's like, as you notice, I tribute set this, so I'm pretending I don't know what this is, because if I saw someone tribute set an Ashen, like a 2 thing, I'm like, I'm not running into that with battle, because at least if they flip it up, I can, like, remove my thing from the field if needed. Just a whole lot of Tenyis I gotta chew through, because I keep drawing them. And then I keep forgetting that the field spell says special summon only. You can still normal summon, like, monsters while they have a Tenyi, or while they have a normal or a face down. Also, this field spell drawing too, that is pretty much the entire reason I lost, like, all the games I lost against my deck. It had field spell, and anything I would do that would be good would draw it too, and it did. And I guess I'll let you in on this fun fact in case any of you have the ability to do this. Effects that say then your opponent can for special summoning, like I think it's Dynatag and Zoe are the only ones I can think of right now. that say then your opponent can summon a monster. If you say normal summon a normal monster, or you set a monster face down and then use that like Zoa, let's say, Zoa will summon itself, and then your opponent can summon. And if they do summon, it's considered them summoning, so you get to draw 2 from field spell. Which I learned, I'm like, yo, that's awesome. So, Gaia Drake won me that game. Normally, like if we look at this deck, there were outs to it. It would be mainly Psychic End Punisher, who at that point would have been big enough. Transcendosaurus Glaciosaurus can't be killed in battle, and he's 100 bigger. So if any, at worst case, I just put him in defense. And then Metal Flame Swordsman technically could get over it because he can get bigger. If I drew into the Simple Swords of Subversion, I could put it in the back. Like, so many things I could have drawn, but I just kept getting the frickin' Tenyis. Heck, like, actually, I couldn't even use Time Reviver Emitter because it was banished, and it wouldn't be able to do it because of targets, but, like, still. On to the next game. I want to check. Was my deck the... Yeah, my deck was the same deck still, and that means this one should be the same too. So this was the game right after that one. Man, my replay is always so slow to load when it's a PlayStation 1. So I chose to go second because this deck lost. And like, just look at this man. Even when I'm going against myself, I lose to Harpy's Feather Duster. Look at this hand. I have Rickapetal to set up Link Karibo, but heck, honestly I don't need to. I can just set Rickapetal face down because I have Field Spell. And Field Spell triggers if you control a face down monster. So I go set this, activate Field Spell, Clockwork Knight, Book of Moon for protection, and Fiendish Chain for negation/protection. So if they summon anything, draw 2. And then even if they kill this, well cool, in the end phase she comes back. So it's like, what? Like, it's just... I drew the one card that saved me here. The literal only card! I go Field Spell, I set, I activate my cards and set them. And then like, by the way, I did this whole thing only looking at my PlayStation. And then I turn my head to the left and I look at my computer. First thing I see, Harpies. It's like, ah, man. So I go Duster, and I'm like, man, this game's just over at that point. Make Buzzsaw, go into the Grenosaurus Giga Cannon, battle phase, just kill it, and then destroy. Or not destroy, but deal damage. And then set these 2. Rika comes back, it's like, well, at least I can get Link Karibo, which is nice. Got the Subversion, I'm like, oh, perfect. I'll just Subversion the Gigasaurus, because that's exactly what I would do. I'm like, I know that if they have another monster, they could just easily kill Link Karibo, so it's like, why don't I just use the Subversion to get rid of this? Plus, it won't be able to do its destruction effect to, like, target and destroy. And then I can make Link Karibo. Then I went for Time Thief Power Reserve. I did this early, just because I was tired of my computer asking me. Normally I would not. I would just wait until after they went battle and went end phase. So that did kind of suck for me, because I could have done something really, really cool, but unfortunately I messed up. Because this went in defense, so the Link Karibo got to attack it. So, kills the Regulator, and then during the end phase, I'm like, I wonder what happens. So I use Slumber Morion to set it, which does let me activate it next turn. So what I could have done is I could have waited until end phase, then do Power Reserve to get Regulator and Power Reserve, then activate Morion to put back the Power Reserve, so that I'm left with just Regulator. Then go Regulator, get Winder and Adjuster, since I already have Chrono Quarter. It doesn't search anything, but it just gets me 2 bodies on board, and I can Power Reserve again. So I can Power Reserve and get back the Regulator, so then I get a rank 4, and I have another rank 4. Oh, but look at that, Trap, I can summon back Regulator, Monster, and oh, this is considered a continuous spell, so it's immune to spell cards. So then I could have a rank 4 plus a fully immune Metaltron. Why? So I draw into Winder. And I mean, yeah, if I drew into Winder, it just wouldn't work anyways. But still, it could have been super cool. Just tribute them all. Boom. Metaltron. Declares it's immune. Go attack. Or does it say the original card type? As the original card type. So no, this one still is actually only monster and spell immune then. Or sorry, monster and trap immune. So I go incoming machine, get the Zoa, normal the Zoa, get the flame coating metal morph. I'm like, okay, I'll link these two for the insect so that it can't be targeted. Drew into Baldrake. Now, I was thinking I can go into Nightmare Cerberus to pop, but I forgot that Nightmare Cerberus can only target special summon monsters in the main monster zone. I hate that. So I'm like, well, okay. So I draw a Vessel, not like it does much, but just thin the deck a bit. They're dead at this point. Because all it takes is me just... I mean, I can get rid of Metaltron and I'm fine. Every card that they have is known. So I normal summon the Chronocorder, get the Adjuster, make the Raid Raptor, or the Raider's Knight. Use the Raider's Knight. Make Blaze Falcon, and I can just attach one from Blaze Falcon. Destroys, and go for game. As tedious as it was quite fun, but I would much prefer if I had someone else with, like, even if it was someone else using my list, like, that would probably be much more fun. This is the zombie game, so that zombie Maskus Last, I finally got to try it out, and I'm like in a capacity that felt like it was doing something. I still don't think it's as good as my main one, sadly, the Maso 3 list, but because it does have a lot of cards that are just in there for the fact that they're zombies. Like, Go 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 Knight, or Go 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 Ghost is just here because he's a zombie that I can summon. And look at this. Turn 1, I got Power Reserve, which is nice, I got Phoenix Golem, which is nice, and then it's just a big idiot. So go at Hara, then go Zoa, and I'm like, I'll just summon the Adjuster in case the reserve gets negated, and I'll send the Winder. Set the Metal Morph, finally normal summon, and since I see, I'm acting as if I don't know what I have, but seeing as nothing was made with these two, I'm just pretending like, okay, well they summoned this, so they're probably gonna use this, so I'll get rid of the big guy now. Because that is what I would do. Because I would probably let the Zoa place the Metal Morph, and like, I don't care. So it's end phase, just sets Blackout. Go Power Reserve, get Chronocorder. Draw the Retainer. Seize 2 into Raider's Knight. And before I can even use it, I would definitely destroy it and then the Trap Monster. Then link these two for Sprite Elf. I should have gone Battle Phase to kill this first, but well. Search the Vendread Reorigin, then go Sprite Elf, get back the Retainer. Retainer, use the effect, search Domain. Set the Reorigin, that comes back, in end phase they tribute it for the Flame Coated Metal Morph to get Swordsman. Monster was tributed, so I'll banish Go 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 Ghost and summon back the Scar of the Vendread. Drew the field spell, pretty nice. Decide to activate it. Set Stardust so that if anything gets special summoned, I get to draw 2. Make this, and it finally Synchro Summon for Psychic and Punisher. And thankfully, since I am a lower life, I can just get that out of there. So I take some damage, it gets bigger. I decide to use the incoming machine effect to change this to attack to do big damage, so maybe the burn could be my win con. Because I'm thinking like, okay, well, Scar the Vendred. I'm again acting like I don't know what I have. It's like, okay, well, Scar the Vendred is locking them into only Vendred special summons. Sprite Elf can't do anything anyways right now because of Scar. But I don't want to kill Retainer because they could revive it. It's like this is preventing them from normaling as well. But I can get really big damage, and I kind of want that because it puts them closer to dying to burn. Because now I think is it 500 every time? 7 activations away from death. So I draw into Vampire's Desire, which is the other vampire card. I'm like, okay, I'll go battle phase before doing anything. I was thinking about using Vampire's Desire, but I'm like, I won't. So I make a Vendred Savior, main phase 2. So yeah, like I had to play around the draw too. So because Scar went back to Grave, I get Reorigin back. I will take some damage from this though. Ow. Set the Origin, then go a Vendred's Savior, get the other Vendred Reorigin, and now he's protected by Sprite Elf. And then I have double Reorigin. So I decide, okay, I'll get back the Vampire because now I have Desire, which can get me to something else later. So I try to go battle, so I just do this. Then summon the Vish, link the Vish into Monk. I tried to target the Avendred Savior, but I forgot Sprite was protecting it, so I just bounced that instead. And then I get back the Vishuda, go battle phase, and just kill the Retainer. Well, since I still have Avendred Savior, and I have Scar in the graveyard, I can unlock myself. So I drew Duster, so I could get rid of the Flawless, which, again, every time I win, it's because I get Duster to get rid of the field spell. Get back the Scar, then Tribute over the Origin token, use the effect to send Vampire Crimson, get some damage in, then main 2, target Crimson, send the Scar to get Crimson on field. So now if my monsters will be destroyed by battle or card effect, I can pay 1,000 for each. So if specifically one would die, I can spend like life one time. So as soon as I saw the monster, I'm like, nope, we're just getting rid of it. And that was right to do, because if I didn't, I would have gotten this and that. I mean, I could have tributed over it, so it doesn't matter, but otherwise it would have been bad. So I get back the Savior, tribute it, and now I have this with Crimson, so I get life points back. I love the vampire cards. I wish they were better. I would have loved to be able to play them in old school Yu-Gi-Oh, but I was in elementary school then, so. Sad I couldn't do the Shiranui card, but oh well. Well, yeah, that's all the replays for today. Really hoping that I can maybe get something nice in a few games or so, since you never know what you're going to get. I really want to get Pain Lanius, man. That would be so helpful. But as always, if you watch this and you stuck with it the whole time, thank you very much. You have a great day, and remember to drink your water.